Hey guys, it's me, Brian. I got a review and a haul for y'all today. I'm going to be reviewing Demon Gun, but first I want to ask you a question. If a righteous man is consumed by vengeance, is that man still righteous in his act? Like Frank Castle, the Punisher. Everything was taken from him. He's justified in his actions. But does that make him a good guy or a bad guy? It all depends on how you look at the situation. Some like to think of him as an anti-hero, but the reason why I'm bringing up Frank Castle is Punisher and Demon Gun are kind of parallel in their origin stories. Except Demon Gun adds the preacher aspect, and I'm not sure if that helps or hurts the character, because you think that he would know better, but at the same time, he's still justified, and does that make him right or wrong? So I thought that was a neat aspect to it. You don't truly know if he's the hero or the bad guy. Anyway, Demon Gun follows Reverend Ho, Howe, and like I said, everything was taken from him, and he's basically begging God to let him let him make things right. Sorry guys, bumped my desk. There's aspects of the Punisher I'd like to talk about just now. There's aspects of the Crow in this. This is one of the best three-issue miniseries that I've ever read. The story is fantastic. You get a lot of story within the 3 issues. I've seen, miniseries, 5 and 6 issues that don't have as much story as these 3 issues do. It's a very much of a sleeper hit. This book came out in '96, I believe. I picked up all 3 issues for less than $7. If you can find it, definitely pick it up. I ended up having to get issue 2 and 3 off eBay, but yeah, guys. And the quick answer is, if you can find it, get it. As far as the art goes, the art is fantastic. Let's see if I can find out. Okay, Barry Orkin was the penciler, and Peter Palmiotti is the inker. Palmiotti is he kin to Jimmy Palmiotti? That was something I was wondering about. Or am I completely not even thinking of the same person? But I could be wrong about that. Anyway, well, while I'm back here, Gary Cohn was a writer too. So yeah, Cohn, Barry Orkin, Gary Cohn, Barry Orkin, and Peter Palmiotti was the inker. Carl Hathaway was the letter. Stephen Chin, editor, and Mara Healy Esquire is legal representation. Clearly, Reverend Ho was inspired by Clint Eastwood. I mean, that's very obvious, but like I was saying, the artwork in this is just fantastic. It's a black and white artwork. But as you can see, it's just fantastic. And there's all sorts of these full page splashes, or full page splash pages throughout the book. The reason that I got it was, of course, it was a Western, and I'm a huge Western fan. Winona Earp got me on a kick, the TV show, and now I have to pick up everything Western. I watched so many documentaries on Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday, it's crazy. Bass Reeves and Bat Masterson and all those. But another thing that I was surprised to find out when I first opened this book to read it, or when I flipped it open to just flip through it some, just to look at the artwork, I noticed that because he is a preacher, that there is a lot of Christian undertones in this book. But to me, that's a plus. But some people just aren't into that, and that's okay. I'm not gonna judge you one way or the other. But at the same time, this really isn't a Christian book either, because there's really a lot of bad language in it. So you kill two birds with one stone, basically. It's not solely a Christian book. There's something for everybody in this book, but I just loved it. There's a good twist at the end that kind of makes it all worth it. So like I said before, if you can find these, definitely pick them up. They're fantastic. I really do need to get a different bag and board for this first issue. This one's looking kind of ratty. And just in case you didn't see them before, there's issue 2. The artwork's the same. I'm not gonna worry about showing you those. And there's the last issue, issue 3. And a couple weeks ago, I stopped by my local comic shop and picked up some books. I already had the first issue of this, and I enjoyed it. So when I seen that the rest of the series was there still, I went ahead and picked it up. And this is by Duggan, Varela, and Lawridge. This is Marvel Secret Wars 1872 number 2. I already had the first one, like I said. There's issue 2. There's issue 3. And the last issue, issue 4. cannot wait to start reading this series. In fact, I might read this later. I have a 3-day weekend this week, so that's awesome. And my shop has a discount trade section, and I was flipping through the trades and I come across this and I about flipped out. I couldn't believe it. It's a little messed up on the back, but this is the trade of Winona Earp. I couldn't believe this, that this was in there. As you can tell, the back's kind of chewed up right there, and there's a little bit of the, let's see if I can, show you. There you go. A little bit of the spine missing right there, but it don't interfere with the story any. This is a black and white story. I don't know if the single issues are, or if it was just done in the trade to make it cheaper, but the art is just fantastic in this book. Let's see if I can find something. Come on, bro. Here we go. I hope y'all can see that pretty well. Anyway, just fantastic artwork. I cannot wait to read this. If I enjoy it as much as I did the TV show, then I'll probably look into either getting the singles or replacing this trade. Because it was damaged, it was only $5, and I couldn't just leave it there, because I am a huge fan of this show. So that's that. I don't know if you've noticed a recurring theme in this review or haul, review, video, whatever it is. But also, if you follow me on Twitter, then you would have seen this earlier. I am followed by an artist. His name is Peter Cementi. I think I'm saying that right. Anyway, he has an Etsy account, and on his shop page you can get custom cards drawn, and I sent off for one, and I got it right here. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Winona Earp. I'm a huge fan of Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday and all those old West guys. And in fact, Doc Holliday actually ended up spending a lot of his teen years in Valdosta, Georgia, which is where the Wild Adventures theme park is, which is not too far away for me, within a day's drive. So I would love to go there and to see where his mama's buried, because his mama's actually buried there. It's just so cool to me that that history is just so close. Me being a big fan, like I am. I'm rambling now, but anyway, if you've watched the Wynonna Earp show, then you know that Tim Rosen, or Rosen, however you say it, plays Doc Holliday, which was Wyatt Earp's best friend. I love the character. To me, he makes the show. They couldn't have got nobody better to play him, but I took and I sent off to get a Doc Holliday card made, if you can see that, signed on the back. And also signed on the front. Right there, I don't know if you can tell. It's on the white part anyway. I just love it. I try to have his Etsy link in the description of this video. Just fantastic artist. Just what took me so long to put this up is none of my local stores had top loaders. I checked to like 3 different Walmarts and none of them had them. So I ended up having to buy a pack off eBay, and it took a little bit for it to get here. But with that, guys, I will talk at y'all later. Love y'all. God bless.